What's up guys, I'm Suman from Phones team. Today Apple has announced pretty good upgrades to their devices. So these devices include the iPad, the iPhone, and a few updates to the Apple Watch and the Apple TV. So in this video I'll be sharing you what is new on all these devices, and you will come to know about these devices, their specifications, and what new features are added. So let's get started. So I'll just start from the order in which they showcase. So starting from the Apple Watch. So there's no big upgrade except that you get the Watch OS 2, which is more user friendly and say more interactive. So in the sense that it is going to be more efficient, powerful, and directly going to be using all the hardware from the watch itself. And in addition to that, you're going to get new bands. So the biggest upgrade to the iPad line is that now you have an iPad called as iPad Pro. So this is a 12.9-inch iPad, so that's the biggest from Apple yet. And this is a retina display iPad, so this is the resolution which is higher than that of a retina display MacBook Pro, so the 13-inch. So this is more than that in terms of resolution. And you get a A9X 64-bit processor. And so today in the keynote, Apple had claimed that it was like 90% faster than most of the desktop CPUs. The graphics was faster, so this was claimed, and it is a 64-bit processor, and Apple told us that we can edit 4K videos on the iPad Pro. So that means it definitely has a whole lot of use to do editing. So like in iMovies, so you can definitely edit 4K in that. And you have 10 hours of battery life, and a new feature is that you get 4 speakers. So like on each side you get two speakers which are aligned in a sequence, so means you get the perfect sound output. So that is the new 4 speakers. It is just 6.9 millimeters thin, and you get a new keyboard case. So it's like a flip case but with a keyboard integrated to it. So in that way you need not have a hassle typing with the touch, so rather you can use this keyboard for that. And you have a new addition for this, and this is applicable only for the iPad Pro, and that is a stylus, and Apple calls it the Apple Pencil. I don't know why they have kept that name, but they prefer calling that as the Apple Pencil. But anyways, it has many features and technologies, so you can definitely watch that, and I'll leave links in the description to watch all those videos, so definitely go check them out. And the iPad Pro starts at $799, whereas there's a new addition to the iPad lineup, and that's the iPad Mini 4. So that has the same specifications of the iPad Air 2. So definitely go check that out. Next update is to the Apple TV. So we get a bulkier Apple TV. So the setup box is a little bit bulkier, but with a newer remote which has a touch interface. So it's a completely redesigned remote. It has Siri integration, and you have an all-new interface to the Apple TV. So you have Apple Store. You have the music app, so everything in that, so you can play with games with the help of the remote. So the remote is not infrared equipped, and it rather uses Bluetooth. So in that way you need not point at the setup box while using that. So that is one new neat feature. And the Apple TV starts at $149 for the 32 gig variant. So the last big update here is the new mobiles, and that is the iPhone 6s and 6s Plus. So design wise both are same, so there's no difference in terms of the design. but rather everything is internal. So you get a new A9 processor with an M9 motion core processor, which this time is actually inbuilt within the main processor itself. And you get some new feature known as 3D touch. So this is actually not a new revolutionary uh, innovation. Rather, this is similar to force touch. So depending on the pressure we apply, various actions will take place on the device itself. So that is 3D touch. So the best part about today's live event is the camera of the iPhone 6 and 6s Plus. So both are rocking a 12 megapixel camera. So that is actually a huge bump up in megapixels from the 4S, 5, 5S, 6. After 4 generations, now they've bumped up the megapixel count to 12 megapixels, and the best neat feature about this is that you can record videos in 4K. So 4K videos can definitely be recorded, and you can edit these videos natively in the 4K resolution on the iPhone 6s itself. So that is actually really good. So that definitely shows the power of the A9 processor in the iPhone 6s. So you have a new front camera. So this time it's not a 1.2 megapixel camera, rather it's a 5 megapixel camera. So instead of putting a flash on the front, they made the whole front display as a flash. So while taking selfies, and if you prefer flash, the whole display like brightens up twice as the usual brightness and acts as a flash, and that acts as a true tone flash. So that means you're going to get somewhat the similar type of photos in artificial light or in low light conditions. So your your selfie game is definitely going to change after this bump up in megapixels and the new flash. So all this for what? So the iPhone 6s and 6s Plus. So with a 2-year contract, it starts at the same price like how the iPhone 6 was. So $199 for the 6s and $299 for the 6s Plus. Whereas off contract, the prices are around $650. So that's all for whatever new devices were released in the Apple event today. So this is just a list, though not my opinion on how these devices are. So I just told you the specifications. So those who missed out, I hope this will be useful so you can know what and all has been released. So if the live event is or if the keynote is uploaded, I'll definitely leave a link to that in the description down below as soon as it releases, so you can go watch that full keynote. So thank you for watching and make sure you subscribe. And this is Suman signing off. Peace.